What's up, ladies and gents? Welcome back. Today we are going to go over something very important. It's the components of a mining rig. Stick around. Welcome back, guys. Today I'm going to go over a question that I get a lot. So what are the basic components? How do I get started? Where do I find these things? So today we're going to be going over just that. So the bread and butter, like the main basic part of your mining rig should be how many cards do you want to put on there. So for instance, right here you can see I have an ASRock H81 BTC Pro 2.0, and this has 6 slots here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You really can't see them that well, but this is the basic start of the whole project. So figure out which motherboard you want to get and go from there. So so for motherboards, I highly recommend a couple places. So number one is deepinthemines.com. They have a great website. They are an actual authorized distributor for BioStar products. So let's just go to motherboards here, and you can see that which one's in stock, which one's out of stock, and they have some great prices. I mean, you can get away with starting with $100 just to get you going, and that's a basic board with 6 slots. There are some other ones that have better components, obviously. I've bought the H81A, like that one a lot. And they give you 2 days. I want to say I got it within 2 days, and it's a 3-year manufacturer warranty. So keep that in mind. And like I said, Deep in the Mines is a authorized dealer, so they would take care of you. The other place would be Amazon.com. You can pick from there, and actually you'll see Deep in the Mines. Some of their stuff is actually on there. So that's the first thing you want to look at, and that's how we go about that. So the second thing is your power supply. Power supply is going to actually power the board, so that's obviously pretty important. Now, I do a little bit of math when I'm doing how many watts I want to get. This is an 850, and we're only running 4 cards. I could probably run maybe a 5th card because these two AMDs run about 140 watts. These are running like 100 apiece, and then you got to figure the board and the processor. So that's pretty important there. You want to make sure you size this correctly, or you're going to burn this guy out. So EVGA, I tend to pick up my EVGAs from Best Buy. So it's really fast, really quick. I can get it right then and there. And I want to say that the EVGAs carry a 5-year warranty, so I really love that. And they'll take good care of you. So just make sure that you set this up to where you're going to have enough power to run these. 1200 would, or 1000 would really definitely run the 6 cards that is capable of this board. However, you can choose. So I personally would run maybe a couple 650s to run all 6 cards, or I may split it up. So you can actually tether these power supplies together to jump them. So I could essentially put 2 850s tied together to run multiple cards on here, maybe possibly expand one of the slots there. But that's another thing for another video. So moving forward, the next thing that I'm going to look at is these motherboards are usually the 1150 socket. So I'm going to look up 1150 LGA CPU, and you can use, like I said, you can use Amazon, you can use Newegg. There's so many different ones out there, B&H Photo, just to name a few. So I personally picked the i3. You don't have to go crazy. You don't need an i5. You don't need anything superior. You can honestly just get away with a regular Intel basic processor. Something like this would be fine. It's a dual core. It would work just fine for the mining rig, because mining rigs use mainly the GPU power. So don't worry too much about that. So with that being said, it looks like we've taken care of that. So now we have the motherboard, we have the CPU, which if you buy this box, it's going to come with this fan, so you don't have to worry about that. You're going to plug right into there, so you're good to go. So with that, let's go forward. So now we have the motherboard, we have the power, we have the brain. Now we need some RAM. So we're going to look for some RAM. The 1150 socket uses the DDR3 1600 RAM. So if we just go here, DDR 1600. I just ordered this guy because it was a pretty good deal. It's 2 4s for 63.69, and all you need is 1 4. So honestly, inside this picture right here that you're seeing, I have a 2 and a 2. So that's 4 gigabytes. It runs everything just fine. So you could literally buy this pack, and you're spending about 30, let's say 350, 35 rather. Or what would be 32 or so per rig. So you could put this in a rig slot and then this in a rig. So you got that taken care of, and that's all set. So I either get this at Amazon, or if I need it right away, I'll go right to Best Buy. They have it as well. Okay, moving on. So we've got motherboard, power supply, CPU. We've got the RAM. Now we need a hard drive. So we need a hard drive, and if you can see in this photo, wrong photo. You can see in this photo, I have the SSD sitting up here, and I have all my wires draping down. You can mount it wherever. You can put it off to the side here, and that's fine too. And you don't need something super big for that. So honestly, SSD. Let's go Best Buy here. Let's go. Actually, look up SSD. I bought my last SSD at Best Buy because it was a good deal. It was the PNY SSD. Let's see how much this guy is. So let's go 52. There you go. So you could get away with something like this, 52 bucks, and you got 120 gigabyte. You're ready to go. That will run it for you. It looks like they sold out. But that's the one that I got recently. I have used some Samsungs for some previous computers, and those work really well. But it's honestly overkill because it's about double the price. Like I said, you don't need anything crazy there. So we're good to go on that. So we've got the board. We've got the processor, RAM. We've got our hard drive, which is right behind there. Now what we need is some risers. So we need some risers. We need to grab those. So these can be found many places. You can actually find them in deep in the mines. So if you go to CPU risers, they actually carry a ton right there. I've been known to find them on eBay, Amazon. It just depends on how soon you need them, and then also how many. So I just ordered 20 from China for $100 bucks. I mean, if you're taking a chance there, we don't really know when it's going to show up. It could be months. So if you need it right away, you're going to need to go to Amazon, or you need to go to Deep in the Mines to go ahead and get that. So with that being said, it looks like we've got through most of our build here. We have the motherboard, CPU, RAM, hard drive, power supply, risers. We've ordered those. Now we need the cards. So as we know, there has been a deficit in cards. That's just the way it is. Nothing much we can really do about that. However, I do use this website, which is nowinstock.net, computers, video cards. So you can actually go, if you go back here, you can see that you have two different, you could choose AMD or an NVIDIA. Let's just do an AMD just for S&Gs. We'll click on there, and let's say we wanted to get a 570. You click on there, and you can see everything's out of stock available on eBay, of course. But it would be green if it was in stock. It's going to look something like this. I'll give you, for instance, the Vega Frontier, which, I mean, if you want to drop $1,000 or $1,500, you could definitely do that. So you can see it's in stock, so you'll see that if it is in stock, and then they'll give you a link. So you can click on here. It would bring you to where you can actually buy it. So that's how I do that. Another way that I do that, which I really love, go to bestbuy.com, and then a few of these models you can actually hit notify me. So you can click on there, and what you do is you'll enter in your email address, and then they'll send you an email as soon as it's in stock, and that's all you have to do. You know, I've done it for that card. I've done it for actually all the cards, all the AMDs. But you have to be quick. When you get that email, you need to go right away to the website and buy it, or else you're going to lose. Snooze, you lose, right? So with that, it looks like we have everything that we need for our build. We have the motherboard, CPU, RAM, hard drive, risers, and our graphics cards. One thing that I failed to mention really is to make sure that you have a modular type of power supply, and one that is either gold, silver, or platinum for power efficiency. Other than that, you're just going to be drawing way more power out of here, and it's not going to be as efficient, so you'll be using more power here, less to the actual board and to the cards. So that's very, very important. Obviously, you'll need set up a network cable to hook up, and one HDMI to get hooked up to the monitor that isn't here. So hopefully you have a monitor. You need that as well, obviously, and keyboard and mouse, which isn't hooked up. But once you get it going, I unplugged everything, and this is just an office rig. It's just running, 24/7. So you need to babysit this guy. The next thing, one other thing, if you don't have a jumper, or rather a power button, you can actually either jump the pins there, or you can buy one. I got one for like $1.50, I want to say, from China, and it was the power button, the reset button, the power light, the hard drive light, and a little speaker on there for like $1.50, free shipping. Took about a week, and I got that. So I think that closes it out. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave it in the comments below. Don't forget to like, click, subscribe. Come on in our Facebook group, which is, I'll leave that down below. And I really appreciate everything you guys are doing. Feel free to donate to the channel so I can keep this going. Helps motivate me, helps to build, helps me make more videos. And with that, everybody have a great day.